Welcome, 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 family. We are back for another episode of the Professional Woman in Wellness podcast. We are here with Kimberly Sumter for episode number 3 on the Women in Wellness podcast, which is a sacred space where we explore what it truly means to thrive from the inside out. Here to join us today, I'm your host, Karima, and I'm the creator of the Temples Method. And this show is a space that invites women leaders, healers, and change makers to share their journeys and to regulate, realign, and rise into sacred living. Kimberly Sumter, welcome on our podcast tonight. Introduce yourself for the people.
Oh my goodness. First of all, thank you so much, Karima, for inviting me. And 3 is my favorite number. So I guess this is fitting and
Okay.
perfect. You didn't know that.
I did
Um,
not. That's
yes,
my
yes.
favorite number too.
Okay, all right. There we go. There we
There we
go.
go.
All right, everyone. My name is Kimberly Sumter. I am an entrepreneur, a podcaster, a podcast instructor, a creator. I think I want to say an audio creator. I also have a online radio station as well. So I love everything around audio and music. And I'm a native of New Jersey, lived in Texas for 20 years, came back to Jersey. So I am a Jersey girl
Nice.
through and through. And I'm just happy to be here.
Awesome. I'm happy to have you here, and I'm so excited for you to join us today. Doesn't she have the most amazing podcast voice? I mean, she's my coach, by the way. She's joining me with the most amazing podcast voice I ever heard. So,
Thank you.
all right. So, before we dive in, just tell me in general, how are you doing today?
I am doing really, really good today. Better than yesterday. I wasn't feeling as optimistic about uh, some things in my life yesterday, but today I woke up with a new perspective. And I dare say that having a conversation with someone that I love very much, who,
Mhm.
sat down and gave me the talk last night, and then waking up intentionally wanting to have a better day, I actually had a better day today. So I'm feeling great. I'm feeling optimistic. I'm feeling excited about being here with you right now. No complaints at all.
Oh man, that's absolutely beautiful. I love that you were able to turn a tough day into a positive one. So that's kind of what we're here to talk about, right?
Mhm.
I want to know, can you share a season in your life where burnout, stress, and overwhelm kind of took over, but it you have a
Yeah.
turning point in that? Tell me a little bit about that.
Oh man, I've had 2 seasons like that.
Okay.
And one of them was maybe about 20 years ago,
Hmm.
um, working, and everything is related to work.
Okay.
Um, overdoing it, working too much, working too many hours, um, and just not giving myself a rest and a break. And in both of those situations, 20 years apart,
Hmm.
it resulted in it becoming something that physically started
Hmm.
to, it started to deal with me, or I started to have, physical um,
Symptom, right?
symptoms, right?
Yeah.
Like things that were not great, right? So it's
Mhm.
starting to set into my body. And then, of course, mentally, it was something that was very draining for me.
Mhm.
I did not learn the lesson the first time it
Mhm.
happened. Much earlier in my life. I was in my 30s. I was in this mode of grind, grind, grind. You just got to get it done. You got to work all the
Mhm.
hours. You got to prove yourself. You have to do all those things. And then later on in life, it's another set of expectations with you being a little bit older, where you also, to some degree, have to prove yourself because you are older. So you have to prove that you can meet the younger folks where they are, and that you are
Yes.
viable even though you are, over 50. So I think in both of those instances in my life, with the exception of the most recent, I
Mhm.
really began to realize how it was really beginning to take a toll on me, and that I
Mhm.
could not afford to let it do that. And I needed to start setting boundaries, not necessarily with other people, which was obviously a part of it, but
Mm-hmm.
more so I needed to start setting boundaries with myself about um, even the expectations that I was actually putting on myself.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm in a place of, I guess you could say, to some degree, recovery.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to be more aware, more intentional, more conscious about the way that I work, the way that I move. And when I say work, I mean in the workplace, I mean in my business, in my personal and my professional life,
Mm-hmm.
all of it combined. So, yeah.
Excellent. I love that. Which is the perfect segue into my next question. Um, I have had a similar experience, right? And
Mhm.
is this was what birthed the temples method, which is all about showing up in sacred living and honoring ourselves. So tell me about what you began to do to shift into honoring yourself. What does that shift look like for you personally?
Oh, that shift was, 2 things. Number 1, getting sleep. Getting
Sleep is so
sleep
important.
getting sleep was one of those
Yeah.
things, right?
Mhm.
And not letting my mind idle all night and just being up. I was making myself just lay down and,
Mhm.
I was really resting my body. That was part of it. But once I started getting rest, I started thinking about all the things that I really love, the things that bring me joy and peace, and creativity is one of those things. I am a
Mm,
creative soul by nature. I have to create, either pouring candles. I crochet. I've been crocheting
yes,
since, I was a kid. I just recently picked up that needle, and I realized that at this stage in my life, that is the most therapeutic thing ever for me. So
nice.
I just started tapping into things that really brought me peace.
Mhm.
And it was definitely in the realm of creativity.
That's beautiful. I love that you found something that you actually love and
Mhm.
how that actually fills your cup. And I
Yes.
know that once you fill your cup, you're able to literally pour into others from the overflow. And I think that's so amazing and beautiful. I did see that you just made a crocheted hat.
Yeah.
And I just want to point out that I want a purple one that
Okay,
matches
for
the Temple's
sure.
brand.
Yes. Look,
You
I just
know?
made this one last night, so
Yeah, come
I
on now.
made, yeah, so I absolutely
Yes.
have you for purple for sure,
Yeah,
but
and you know the
y
deep, dark, sacred purple, it has to be that
yes,
color to
I got
represent
you.
my brand. So
I got
I,
you.
I love that. All right. So my next question is, how does this sacred living show up in corporate space? This is the most important part, right?
Mhm,
Where I know you've worked in high performance spaces, and I just want to know what you think about what wellness looks like, particularly for women in
mhm.
organizational spaces.
Yes. So I'm lucky in the space that I'm in right now.
Hmm.
Wellness is a part of our environment.
Okay.
And making sure that there are well spaces for us. So, for
Okay.
example, we have an opportunity every 7 weeks. We have a cycle where we have a self care day. We
Oh,
take that
perfect.
day, we get paid for that day, and we're able to just take a moment, right? But I think in spaces, as far as wellness is concerned, it's not really necessarily about what the organization or the company does. It's really how you move in that space.
Hmm.
Because to some degree, there will be initiatives probably, that do support wellness, but it's really not enough sometimes. So you have to figure out, how do I, in this high stress environment and having to work long hours or having lots of deadlines, how do I gauge this throughout the day, or at least throughout the day for myself? How am
Hmm.
I able to kind of take a break, breathe? What do I do? So for me, I understand and I know for sure when my point of, um, when I've kind of hit that wall, when I need to
Uh-huh.
just back away, right?
Hmm.
And it becomes a little bit difficult sometimes when you are working from home and you're
Yes.
sitting constantly.
Hmm.
So I have the constant reminders with the notifications on my phone. I drink water throughout the day for sure. So I don't need a reminder of that. But I do need a reminder sometimes of getting up, walking through
Hmm.
my apartment, walking downstairs, coming back upstairs, breathe in some fresh air. And just those little things, when you do that consistently throughout the day, does help to bring a little bit of calm and
Mhm.
centeredness to you in your day. So I would say, yes, I do feel that the organization or company that you work for, I do
Mhm.
feel that there is, especially in this climate right now, is really important for them to provide those types of resources for their
Mhm.
employees. But I also feel that you, as the individual, that's where you set that boundary for
Mhm.
yourself and for everyone else around you, that you do need to take that break. We're not robots, right?
Absolutely.
We
Yes.
absolutely need to be able to have space to be able to recalibrate and recenter and refocus even in the workday.
Yes. So I personally think it's amazing that your company recognizes those personal days. I think your your company is certainly ahead of the game because most companies do not recognize that and get paid for it. That's
Right.
pretty amazing. Yeah, it's pretty
Mhm.
amazing. So, last question of the evening.
Mhm.
So, professional women in wellness is all about honoring your temple. What are some final thoughts and suggestions for our viewers on what that should look like, not only to you, but to the average woman? What does honoring your temple look like to you?
I think honoring your temple for me looks like really taking time with myself
Mm-hmm.
and really acting on how I feel in the moment. I may not feel I may not feel today like I will tomorrow or like I did yesterday, right? So I meaning that I try to be very intentional and listen to myself, listen to my
Mm-hmm.
body, listen to my heart in the moment. And not every day is going to be the same. And what you need today may not be what you need tomorrow or what you needed yesterday, right?
Correct.
So I
Yep.
think that's really an important part of honoring yourself, is just really just taking time to just breathe. And I know
Mm-hmm.
that it seems very cliche, but really taking a moment to breathe, to
Mm-hmm.
think, to
Yes.
turn off the devices,
Mm-hmm.
to turn off all the distractions, to create a space within your day where, even if it's for 10 minutes, notifications go off, you just
Yeah.
take a moment, you sit at your desk, and you just have a moment
Me.
to yourself, right? And
Absolutely.
I think starting there, and I know that that seems like a small thing, but
Mm-hmm.
for people who are high achievers, people who have, you know, tons of deadlines, who, have lots going on throughout their day, sometimes they don't get opportunities to do that, or they don't do it. And over time, those are the things that are going to start to show up in your body. They're going to start to show up for you in how you feel. They're going to make you feel dragged. They're going to make you feel, not your best. So
Yes.
I just say, listen to yourself in the moment, honor and respect how you feel in the very moment. And I
Mm-hmm.
will say, I am that girl. I shouldn't admit this, but I'm going to tell the truth.
I
You can
love
say,
truth. That's
"Kim,
it. We breathe, we live and
yes,
breathe off truth.
let me tell you, and this is I'm working on this to I'm
Mhm.
kind of working on it, but I'm still
Yes.
trying to honor and listen to myself. So
Okay.
for me, as by nature, I'm an introvert, right?
Okay.
Um, and because of that, for me, and that doesn't mean that all introverts are this way, but for me, quiet time and peace is very, very important to me. And I
Okay.
have a very low threshold for a lot of noise, a lot
Mm,
of activity. So when I go out and I do things and I'm invited into spaces, I take it in, but I'm usually exhausted by the time that I come home. Not
mm,
necessarily physically exhausted, but mentally exhausted because of so much activity around me.
mhm.
And I am the type of girl that if you invite to an event, I will have my heart all in it. I'm coming to support you. I will be there. But sometimes by that Saturday morning, I I'm not feeling it, right?
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with not wanting to go or not wanting to support. But sometimes I realize for myself that it is okay to really still honestly honor how you feel. You want to make sure that you are meeting your commitments, of course, but
Mhm.
then I do listen to myself sometimes when I feel like, you know what, maybe today is not the best day. So that's really about it. And that has been something that's taken me a lot of years to do. And
Mm-hmm.
it's taken me some time to allow myself to feel the way that I feel
Mm-hmm.
without any guilt and without
Judgment, right?
apologizing for it. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but I finally got to that place. Yeah. But all my friends know, they know I love them.
Yes.
They
Well,
know.
thank you so much, Kimberly, for joining us this evening.
Welcome.
All of
Thank
your
you.
knowledge and wisdom has been so helpful, not only to myself, but I'm sure to the listeners as well. I would love if you tell us, for the viewers, how can we
Mhm.
connect with you past today? If anybody loved everything that you had to share, give us how to connect.
Absolutely. So, my information is all central on my website. You can go to podcast2inspire.com, and that's TO, podcast2inspire.com. There you'll find information about my podcast. I host two podcasts. One is Sisters Connect podcast, and the other is Her Business Blueprint, which is a new podcast that I just recently launched. I also have Sisters Connect Radio. You can hear the radio station from the website as well and kind of check it out if you love some good soul music and some
Nice.
old school R&B and some inspirational music. And then also, if you're interested in learning how to podcast, you can reach me there as well. So again, go to podcast2inspire.com. My email information is there and you can reach out to me. I would love to hear from you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Family, let's give a big love, round of applause, big hug to Kimberly Sumter for joining us today. To
You're
our
so welcome.
listeners, remember healing isn't about perfection, it's about presence. So take one small step this week to reconnect, realign, and rise. If you love this episode, be sure to follow and share and join us for the next episode every Tuesday at 7 o'clock, where we talk about women moving from survival to sacred living. Thank you for joining us on episode 3, the Professional Woman in Wellness Podcast. Have a good evening.
Bye.